Hello, this is Pieboy and welcome back to the track. You're in for a treat today. We're at Malaysia, which is actually one of my least favorite tracks, but we had quite a crazy race. It all started out on my outlap. I realized that my video recording software wasn't on yet, and so I looked down to turn it on, and this is what I caught.
Pieboy? Starting, yeah. Are you still there, Pieboy? Yeah, we're gonna restart it.
So luckily, we all restarted, and this is my hot lap. So my best qualifying lap. You want to get a good run out here. I usually aim for that white line for my apex. You want to lay apex in third gear onto this main straight to get as much speed out of it as you can. Brake right after the 100 meter board. Down to fourth, down to third, second. You use your gear changes to slow yourself down around that corner. Watch out for wheel spin there. Go full speed through here, and then you want to brake after the 100 meter board down to third gear. You kind of want to go straight through there. So it's hitting that apex is like an early apex. You lift off just a little. I really struggled with that corner. Between the 50 and 100 meter board, down into fifth. You really try to power a way out here. And then after that road on the right, you brake. Up into third gear once again, watch the wheel spin. This is really tough. I use the guardrail on the right for my brake marker. As soon as it goes out of view, that's why I drop into fourth gear to go around. You can take this at full throttle, but if you have worn tires, it's harder. So I lost a little time through there. You want to brake a little late and slowly go through it to get a good exit onto here. And then once again, right after the 100 meter board, down to third gear, late apex at the line, then accelerate out, DRS, and that is a lap at Malaysia. That was good enough for P4. I really gained time there, but wasn't enough to catch Tron. So I took fourth place, MBR took fifth. Dark, Sucuri, and Tron are ahead of me. So we're in store for a really great race ahead. So this is my first time I got a new graphics card. So this is ultra graphics, and we really get to enjoy the rain here. So one of the big differences between the first qualifying where I crashed out, it was going to be a dry race, but then when we restarted, this is a completely wet race. So I got a decent start. I'm alongside Tron, going to the first corner. We all take it slowly. No one runs into the back of me. We all took it quite nicely. I try to go up the inside of Tron, but Sucuri gets in my way. We have a little tap there, but no damage done. I have understeer because of the rain. Now you brake before the 100 meter board. Once again, I have understeer and kind of slide through. My teammate gets alongside me, but he slips in behind me through here. It's really raining hard, so you have to take it very carefully. I really struggled in this race in the dry. I just could not find the right pace. There are so many off-camber blind corners that don't have good brake markers that I really struggle finding a good consistent pace in the dry, but I've really found that I'm decent in the wet. I can hold my own in the wet against the other drivers. So I'm starting to fall a little behind Tron and Sucuri. It's actually really funny how Tron, it says he's driving with super soft tires. He's driving too well to be on super soft tires right now in this heavy rain. Just one of the glitches of this game. This game has too many glitches. That's why we don't drive with the safety car. It's because the safety car is super glitchy. If you want to see how bad it is, go back to our preseason race at the US. And the yellow, full course yellow never went away after the safety car tried to go back in. So on to lap 2. At the very beginning of the race, I was wondering if I was going to have to cede the position to MBR because he was right on my tail and I don't want to impede my teammate. But it looks like that I'm a little faster and pulling away from him. Staying behind these guys, I'm not losing too much time. In the second lap, I'm starting to find the braking points better and being more careful around the corners, so I'm getting less understeer. Now this corner in particular I struggled in the dry, so being able to take it that slowly in the rain was better. I went wide there though. Looks like MBR had some oversteer there too, trying to catch up to me. But my new graphics card is a GTX 1070 FTW. I actually had to get a new power supply for it, and it didn't completely fit in my case, the graphics card. It was covering just one of the power inputs, just barely, so I had to take a saw and cut into it and bend it back so that the plugs could go in. So now Tron is caught up to Sucuri, is right on his tail. Now if they battle, I might be able to catch up to them, because if they battle they'll slow down and allowing me to gain time on them. So let's see what happens. Like, they haven't been able to pull away from me too much. This is lap 3, so maybe I'm losing about half a second per lap. I'm 2.5 seconds behind.
The tyre situation is an interesting one, but I think the right call is to stick with what we've got right now.
So once again, I went a little wide. Tron is looking for a way by Sucuri. Oh, they're side by side now. Tron's trying to go down the inside. Nope, he couldn't make it happen. Is he trying to go around the outside? Once again, he couldn't do it. Slips in behind. They're side by side again. Looks like Tron might have it this time. Oh, they're neck and neck. And Sucuri slips by. And Sucuri is really having to work hard to keep Tron behind. And that battle has let me catch up to the rear of him.
We have excess fuel weighing us down. Set the fuel mix to mode 3. Let's push.
I found you have to be really careful dropping down in third gear. The difference between fourth gear and third gear is enough to get some wheel spin, so you have to wait quite a while to go into third. Oh, Tron is right on the tail again, trying to get by. As my teammate saying he's going to switch to inners now. We're starting to get a dry line. Tron's trying to go up the inside, but Sucuri holds it around the outside. I don't want Tron to get by, because the more they battle, the easier it will be to get by. The Tron goes up the inside. He has an inside line again. The Sucuri holds the outside line now. Sucuri has an inside line for the next corner. And Tron still doesn't get ahead. And I'm inching closer. Third gear. Oh, I thought I was down in third gear, but it was too late. So now I've lost time on them again. Tron wasn't quite close enough to get through there because of his failures before. But now he's close enough to try something. Later on, I get a bit of wheel spin. These wets don't feel quite as comfortable anymore. Get a decent run through there.
We're seeing a lot less spray at this point, and opinion on the wall is that we'll probably be okay on intermediates.
Okay, so I decide I'll follow his advice, go into the pits. So Sucuri continues on, Tron goes into the pits.
I recommend you switch to ATIS.
And I tell my teammate, you can't hear my audio, which is really unfortunate. And I came really close to breaking a wing there. I got really lucky. I might have just tapped it a little. You can't hear my audio, but I replied, yeah, I'm headed in now to the pits. So, intermediates are on. And where's Tron? Tron's behind me. So he had a really slow pit stop.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. Receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
After the race, I actually found out that he had crossed over the line onto the corner, going onto the back straight, and gave him a 5-second stop and go penalty. So instead of the usual corner cut penalty, you got a 5-second stop and go penalty, which he had to serve in that pit stop. So that's how I got ahead here. So coming up to an incident here.
Okay, clear.
Looks like someone's back on the track and spins out again. It's Atomic Turtle. He's struggling on the wets now. And these inners feel a lot better. It says Babino is on super softs, but I highly doubt that. He's probably on the wets. Just like Tron's glitch. So I'm trying to get in a good lap here.
On this rain clearing up is about 10 minutes, so just keep your concentration out there.
If I have a good lap here, then we'll be able to undercut Sucuri and come into second in the race. So I overfueled my car by 3.5 laps so that I can use Rich Mix every time I get onto the back straight and the main straight. So it looks like Sucuri's in the pits right now. He just got released. So it's going to be close. I think he might have it on me. Oh, there he is. Into the braking zone. He's just ahead of me. So he did lose a little time. I caught up to him, but he was able to hold on to position now. Can I get ahead of him now? I tried using Rich Mix on that straight, but it didn't quite work. While I try to take on Sucuri, Tron's catching up to me behind me. Looks like Sucuri's just pulling away a little, which they were doing earlier in the race before they started battling and slowing each other up. Okay, now Tron's behind me. So I want to keep my speed as much as I can while I try to hold Tron back. So in the dry, that's a flat out corner, but in the wet, you have to lift off a little. So where's Tron? He won't be able to get me on this straight, so I'll have to be careful over the next few laps. I took fastest lap and then Tron immediately took it from me. So he's catching me. Sucuri didn't get it because he came out of the pits that last lap. Sucuri went a little deep through turn 1, but it wasn't enough to let me catch. Sucuri had a minor mistake there again. So I'm getting closer. And we are all pretty evenly matched. Actually, I think I'm the slowest of the three of us. But I've been making fewer mistakes. Yellow because of Pat Lassard, but that's on sector 1. Back into Rich Mix. Tron's in the same spot. So let's have another lap. I feel a little closer to Sucuri than last lap. MBR has fallen behind a bit. I go a little deep. And so did Sucuri. Now Tron's right on the back of me. I'm able to pull away. The arrow's still there. Get through that corner nicely. Oh man. I go a little deep and he tries to go up my inside, try to cover the corner a little. And he doesn't get through. Like I left room for him at that corner. I just made it a little tight.
1.7 seconds.
He backs out. Fighting Tron has now made me lose ground on Sucuri. Sky is getting more clear. So again, I drift just a little, but looks like Tron gets a little wheel spin, but catches it. And getting up on the curves, you can really lose traction. I thought he was going into the wall, but he managed to save it. And he's right on the tail of me again.
It's not a perfect situation, but I don't think we have cause to move on to a different tyre yet.
I think we are getting fairly close to going to dries. Not quite. Small little corner cut there. Oh, and there Tron just went into the wall, it looked like. Right behind me. If you look at the map, he's up and going already. And he's 6 seconds behind. So I now have a 6-second gap to Tron, and now I'm closing on Sucuri again. I don't think it was quite time to come in. So I skipped to lap 13. Sucuri is in about the exact same position, so I haven't lost him. But the track is much drier, the rain has stopped. It's time to come into the pits. And I'm planning on putting on the medium tires because this could be the end of the rain, and I can take the medium tires to the end of the race.
We're considering switching to an alternate strategy. Do you want to change or stick to plan A?
I should have just ignored this because I knew I was coming into the pits for mediums.
Copy.
So DRS is enabled. That usually means that dry tires are faster now.
10.2 seconds.
So Tron's on the medium tires now.
Switch to soft tire.
So my teammate just said he's on softs. I was wondering why he went on to softs where the soft can't quite make it to the end of the race. Softs would be better than going into the super softs because it's still going to be damp. The harder tires do better in damp than softer tires.
When I'm not sure that these tyres are the right ones, it might be time to come in and change.
So mediums still might be better than softs because of that advantage. Sucuri goes a little wide there, and so I'm right on the back of him. And he runs into the wall, but I lose a little space to him. So Sucuri goes onto the mediums too. So I try to go, and then it says
heavy rain in 15 minutes.
it won't let me. And no one passed me. That was super frustrating being held for an extra second.
Up to speed now.
And there goes Tron.
Those tyres.
So the track must have been much faster on the dries this past lap. And this made me lose a ton of time behind Tron and Sucuri. The gap is much larger because the pit crew held me for an extra little bit. It went green and I released, and then it turned red again and didn't let me go.
Okay, we don't think we're far away from some rain. I'll keep you updated as the conditions change.
Oh, so that's why MBR went on to softs. Because the rain's supposed to just come back in a minute. So I avoided a corner cut there. Look at that pretty sun. It's nice having a better graphics card. I actually had that graphics card last race, but I was getting a bunch of stutters in the frame rate, which just completely ruins your race. So I dropped it down to medium graphics, and it was still having that problem. I talked with Sucuri right before the race, and he told me to turn VSync on, and that fixed the problem. Okay, skipping ahead, and now the race is starting up again. So we had a few dry laps, and I was really slow, lost a lot of time to them. So they have like a 137, and my lap here is a 139. I'm a full second and a half behind in that lap. So I really fell behind. I'm just on my own in fourth. MBR is 15 seconds behind me. So we did 4 or 5 laps on these mediums. Now it's time to go back on intermediates. This is a really rainy race. DRS is disabled. That's my marker for when the switchover point is from being on wet tires to dry tires, or vice versa. I want wide there. The braking points are changing constantly. That's a silly track warning. I just went over slightly. I lost time because of it. Anyways, I hate when it gives me corner cutting for something like that. And this is even worse. Just gave me a 3-second penalty. Oh, and that was Tron. Tron was in the grass. So I'm ahead of him again. So all that time that he pulled away from me, just lost it all in that spin trying to go into the pits. And there's Sucuri right ahead. So back on their intermediates.
Release.
Thank you for not holding me this time. Much better pit stop.
Pit strategy complete. See these tires through to the end now.
And VR just went in to put on intermediates. And Sucuri is way ahead now. He had the advantage of putting on the intermediates quicker before the rain got too bad. It slowed us down through the winding section. So jumping to lap 21. And Tron is caught up to me again. Look at that sun and the rain. I just think that's cool.
This pace is strong.
Maybe it's a little distracting.
Tires need to go the distance. Our gap to our teammate
But
is 49.2 seconds.
sure looks cool. Looks like we're catching some back markers too. The Sucuri's only 4 seconds ahead now, but Tron is right on my tail. I just find it nice going through those corners slowly. Tron's too far back to make a lunge at me there.
Our gap to the car
Yeah,
in
but
front is
struggled a little.
3.6 seconds.
Looks like Atomic struggled too. They break too early. Did Atomic guy let me by? It goes a little wide there, but he took the spot right where I wanted to track out, so I had to take it tighter than usual, giving Tron a better run through that corner than I had. But luckily he wasn't able to capitalize. After the race he said he was running wings that were too high. I'm using 6.6 wings and he was using like 7.9 wings or something like that. So Sucuri looks even closer now. So we're catching him. But he said that he underfueled the car. So he's having to run and lean mix a ton to make that fuel back up. So that's why we're catching him so quickly. Because I'm using standard and then rich mix on the straights. And he's stuck with lean. Lean mix gives you better traction out of slow corners when you're in low gears, but on those straights, that just kills you. So I wonder if it'll be easier to get by Falco than it was earlier. Not really. Kinda got in my way. There he lifts off to let me by. Is he gonna impede Tron at all?
We're seeing light rain in around 2 minutes.
Yeah, he might have. So, as long as he impedes us both the same amount. Yeah, so my front wing is just slightly light green. So it means that once when I did go into the pits and ran into the wall, I did nick my wing. But I don't think it's really affected me. So I'm pulling away from Tron now.
Moving to mix 2. Fuel to mix 2.
So I think I'm like equally behind Sucuri as Tron is behind me. He really struggles getting past Falco.
Okay, gap ahead is 2.3 seconds. Okay, the gap behind is 2.2 seconds.
Yeah, it's almost dead even. So can I catch Sucuri before Tron catches me? And then can I pass him? So the three of us are fighting for a podium now. There are 3 of us and only 2 more podium spots. Dark is way up the road, we're not going to catch him.
The track is drying, but it's going to take a while to clear the standing water off the line. Don't start thinking about slicks just yet.
Oh, and Sucuri's off the track. He didn't brake and just went right off. So I'm in second now. Tron's behind me. But it looked like Sucuri pulled in right behind Tron. So we just rearranged the order of us 3. I'm in second, Tron third, Sucuri fourth. He's behind by a second. So he's made up about a second. Because he was 2.2 seconds behind, now he's 1.2. There I'm getting a little bit of the arrow. Can I keep him behind me for the next 4 laps? So far I've managed to do it during the rest of the race. And he's closing the gap. He's making a run at me. And I locked up just a little, but he wasn't able to take advantage of it.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
Still have enough for rich mix. I use about 0.1 laps worth of fuel on these 2 straights. So with 3 laps to go and 0.3 laps of fuel left, that means I'll be able to use it each time. But it might be close. I'll have to monitor it. I locked up in He tried to go around the outside. He went deep though. I wasn't able to get enough traction to pull around alongside me. So one lap down and I keep him behind. He's gaining on me. Oh, he's right on my tail. Might go just a little wide. He usually tries to take advantage of that, but he wasn't close enough. He fell behind just a little. He was too close too early. And he tries to go up my inside there, but I get enough traction to pull away. This is just like the battle that Tron had with Sucuri at the beginning of the race. He's looking for every opportunity to pass, but I just close him down ever so slightly. And we're having some good fair racing. Once again, I get out of that corner a little bit better, so he's not able to close it down, even though he's in my slipstream. I've done a decent job with braking for that corner each time. He doesn't get wheel spin this time, so he's even closer. I try to make sure to cover the inside. Oh, he's still around my outside. Oh, and he goes deep. He ran into me. So let me know in the comments below whether you think that was my fault or his fault. I'm not 100% sure. It's probably just a racing incident, but he lifts off to let me by. But I have a yellow wing now, so I'm trying to take it really carefully because I'm expecting understeer. Oh, and Sucuri's behind me now. So Sucuri passed Tron. They're side by side. Them battling will keep Tron off the back of me, or Sucuri. So Sucuri won that battle and is ahead. We have a lap and a half to go. Can I keep them behind me? Tron's back ahead. So now it's Tron behind me. I kind of want to see their battle from their perspective. So I'll leave a link in the description below if they post a video of their battle.
This is your final lap of the race.
So one last lap. I've managed to keep Tron behind me for the last 4 laps. And I do it for one more lap. I haven't noticed much problem with my wings, so I can drive a little more aggressively this lap than I did last lap. So it looks like Sucuri's lost a little ground on Tron. Actually, I remember Sucuri mentioned he tapped the back of me once because I braked earlier than he expected. You might have heard the tap, and I think I remember it during the race. I didn't hear it this time while rewatching this and making the commentary. And I think that's what let Tron by, was that small tap. Half a lap to go. Man, they're close. Oh man, they're right there. They might be able to have a run at me. Last corner coming up. I go to the middle of the track to defend. Tron goes to the side. Sucuri tries to go up my inside, but is too far back. I look behind me, and both of them have wheel spin and go to the outside of the track, and I take second. No, it's fourth. My 3-second penalty. I was robbed. So Tron took second and Sucuri third. Man, those dumb penalties. I don't think they should have been corner cutting. So there Tron is sending me a message about how great that race was. Here I go into reply. And then once the last driver's finished, we start talking about it.
What a final corner, guys.
So
That
that's
was
dark.
unbelievable.
That was crazy.
That was a wild race.
I saw 3 cars there at the end. It was like, oh, this is gonna end bad. And then Sucuri lost control in the inside, and then God,
We
that
didn't
was
touch,
like...
right,
No,
Sucuri?
you guys didn't.
No,
well,
no, we didn't. I just, I wanted to out traction you so
Yeah.
bad.
That was the most insane thing I've ever been involved in.
that was absolutely crazy.
So that is the race at Malaysia. I took 4th, 12 points. I would have had 2nd without that penalty. I mean, that's a good 6 points, and that's a difference of 9 points in the championship. Looking at the Delta, since they got 3 more points than they would have. So, another top 4 finish. It's not another podium. I was so close. I kept him behind me. But I'm still 4th in the championship. I'm only 2 points behind Nick the Quick. He hasn't been racing for a while, so I've caught up to him. So I might end this season in 3rd. So if you liked it, leave a like, leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Were any of those incidents my fault? Did you think that was fun, all the battles throughout the entire race? Let me know. And next week we'll be at Japan. So I'll see you back at the track next time. This is Pie Boy.